Here we are with another episode of Hillier's Mustang restoration. Take a fastback roof and graft it on a coupe. Pretty rusty fastback that wasn't worth restoring, but it's got a pretty decent roof on it, so we've already cut it off the car and kind of trimmed up everything, and we even went to the extreme to go ahead and sandblast all the jams and all the hard places to get to, so that it'll save us some time when we get ready to prep the car for paint. We cut the edge of the quarters right at the body seam where the body line is right there at the top. We cut this quarter right at that body line. When we cut the other car off, we'll cut it back. We'll leave a little lip up here on top, about a 1/4 inch or so, and then this panel will go down underneath the other one, and then when we'll weld it up here on top, and it keeps all the heat away from the side of the quarter panels, and we won't have to put a bunch of Bondo in it. We'll fiberglass this up on top once it's all welded in, and it's a minimal amount of fiberglass and Bondo to finish it out. And when you look inside the trunk and look up inside of it, you won't be able to hardly tell it because this is going to butt right up to the quarter panel. She'll look pretty good once we're done with it. Kind of show that even the novice guy can do this. There's not that much to it. When you first look at it, it can be intimidating, but once you start cutting one apart and really seeing how they're put together, there's not that much to it. So our next step now is to measure and cut the front, the A-post here. I'll figure out where I want to cut it at. I'll take a measurement, and then I'll cut the other one the same way. And then when we get ready to weld it together, we're going to gusset it. So the stub that's sticking up off of the existing car, I'll stick some plates down inside there. We'll plug weld it all together. When we set the new top on, it slides right down over the top of the plates that we put in. Gives you something solid to weld to all the way around, plus the plug welding. It'll actually be stronger than it was when it came from the factory. So that particular area right there is easy to beef up and really make strong. The rest of this car wasn't salvageable. There wasn't anything from this body line down that was worth saving. So when we cut this apart, we just took a Sawzall and we just cut it right through here and left a bunch of the quarter hanging down, and then come back and trimmed it all up. And so it was pretty easy getting this one off the donor car. All the interior pieces are different for a fastback, from the doors back. The deck lid, obviously, because it's shorter. All the lower sheet metal on the car is the same, 65 and 6. The doors, the quarters, the fenders, everything's the same from this body line down, coupe, convertible, or fastback. The difference is from this body line up. And so that means all the interior trim panels, they're all different from the doors back. The door glass is different, so if you buy a donor car, door glass is expensive for a fastback, so if you buy a donor car, it's worth paying just a little bit more for, and make sure you get one that's got all the pieces you're going to need. All the glass will come out of the fastback doors and go right into the coupe doors. The actual sheet metal itself is no different. So I think what we're going to do to make sure we get an even cut, I'm going to use a piece of tape as a straight edge. And I'm going to use that to measure off of. And then I'll do the same thing on the donor car, and they should come out pretty close. On this side,